Jyotirgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. As I said, we are in the Himalayas and Shiva is the yogi, the symbol for the highest jnana. So without worshipping Shiva, how can we discuss the Advaita Tattva? So just a very few Vandana of Shiva. Now Shankara says Shiva and Parvati are inseparable. They are same. They are equal and they are connected. How are they connected? As Ardhanarishwara, as Brahman and Maya. And they are always giving good to us. They are never a source of amangal for us. And both of them have the crescent moon in their head. And both have attained each other through tapasya. We know that Parvati did tapasya and Shiva was also in penance. He wasn't enjoying his time with the Bhutaganas. They grace their devotees. How do they grace us? By teaching us the results of penance, tapasya. What will you get by doing tapasya? This we can see from their lives. And they bring welfare to the three worlds, not only to our world, but wherever they are only giving welfare. And as a person meditates more and more on them, they manifest in the hearts of devotees in various forms. You never get bored thinking of a God. He always comes to you in new forms. Nitya Nutan. He is never old. By experiencing them, what do we get? We get joy. And then people search for flowers. Why? To offer to the Lord for puja. Where do they search for it? In deep lakes, dangerous forests and high mountains. But Shankara says the best flower one can get within, in our hearts. Manas Sarovar is there within us. So it is enough to be content, offer your own heart to the Lord. That's the best flower which you can offer as puja, but alas, people don't know it. And again, the prayer to Shiva, Naratvam Devatvam, whether I am born as a man or I am born as a god, Nagavana Mrigatvam, maybe I am an animal in the forest, or Mashakata, even if I am a mosquito, the most hated living being in this world. Pashutvam, Kitatvam, if I am a worm, or I am a dog or a cat or a cow, which is domesticated animal, or if I am a flying bird, where in whichever yoni I am born, whichever form I am born, if my mind is always in you, then I will have supreme bliss. In whichever form I am in, what I am going to have, my mind will be in peace. It will be in bliss if I can think of you. And devotee can only complain to the Lord. All his abhiman is towards the Lord. So he says, you never took any effort to wipe my destiny. The Lord has a name, Kapal Mochan. He says, you plucked off the Kapala of Brahma. That we saw yesterday. But you are taking no efforts in wiping off my Kapala. Why does a devotee want this? Because then I can call upon you with an one-pointed mind. But you are not taking care of me. That's the complaint. Then, when will I see thy holy pair of feet? You are the king of mountains. Generally kings are not easily available. Raja easily available, but Raja is not available. So when can I see it? When will I hold it in my head? When can I attain ecstasy? That even Brahma and others do not get. So this is the prayer for that devotee. The problem of having a mobile as your clock, you will always be having people calling you. And then he's asking, how did you handle that halahala? Yesterday we saw that Shiva could handle that halahala because of uh, mother's presence. They say that mother went and caught hold of Shiva's throat because the universe is within him, and if the poison reached his stomach, then all of us would have suffered. So that's why he became Neelakanta. So how did you manage that halahal? Did it look like the fire that you carry in your hand? Shiva has 4 hands and he carries fire in his hand. So did you feel like that because you are already having that fire? So this poison is nothing. It was like fire, but it couldn't harm you. Did you think like that? And then if you want to drink the poison, first it will touch your tongue. So how did you have it in your mouth? Did you think that it was some pill, some medicine, tablet, Siddha medicine which that's why you didn't bother, you didn't suffer, you just kept it in your tongue. Or did you wear it as an ornament? You like to wear a blue ornament, so you just took that halahala and you put it in your neck. And he says, you are the preserver. You are the antaryami. But for God, who will take care of us? Nobody. So what's the reason, why should I tell my wants to you? You're already there. You're within me and you're very close to me and you will always do me good. So there is no need for me to ask you anything because you will give me everything automatically. So I will not ask anything. And a devotee is never afraid. Why is he not afraid? Because he worships Shiva, who has the deer in his hand. He has a fire and he has the deer in his hand. And he killed Gajasura. He cut Vyagrasura into pieces. And he makes all beings to merge in him. He is the Lord of the mountains. He has the white body. He has 5 faces. And he lives in the cave of my mind. Hridaya Guha. That's where the Lord stays. So nothing can happen to me. I am not afraid of anybody. Then see, the sun is the friend of the lotus. Whenever the sun comes, immediately the lotus will bloom. And even if it is very dark, and clear that darkness and he will illumine the entire world. But Shiva has the luster of billions of suns, but I am not able to see him. Why am I not able to see him? Because of Maya. So he is praying that please remove the darkness and be visible to me. And he is the only refuge to us. Like a man dragged by flood. A man is just being swept off by the torrential waters. What will he want? He will want something that will take him across. So you are that to me. One who is caught in rain wants to go home quickly. Once it rains, all of us want to, because autos will disappear. Okay. And a guest travels for the sight of a hospitable householder. The poor beggar, he wants some rich person to come and give money. And the person who is afraid of darkness wants some light. And one who is suffering from cold wants the fire. He will go near it and warm his hands. So mind, long for the lotus feet of Shambhu. Why should I long for him? He will remove all my fears and will give me eternal peace. The crescent of the moon, O Lord, who has a neck with the color of black cloud. O Lord, you are the brightest light. O Lord, you own everything. O Lord, you are the concept of Girija. Let my heart be delighted in you without break. This is the prayer. We do remember God, but occasionally. It should be Taila Darabat. That's what meditation also means, thinking continuously on the Lord. And that which speaks of Lord Shiva is the tongue. Otherwise, there's no use if you have a tongue, only for eating and scolding people. That which see him are the eyes. What is the use of seeing other eyes? Surdas. He prayed, let my eyesight go away. Because with those eyes which I have seen you, I don't want to see others. Which worship him are the hands. And he who always remembers is the fulfilled man. Paritripti Sif Ishwar ko yaad karne se hi milta. That's what he means. And the last prayer is, my mind is like a mad elephant. You know, an elephant, generally the elephant we see in zoos are quite adorable. They will come and take bananas and whatnot, fruits from you, and they will, in some temples, they will also put their trunk on your head as blessings. But wild elephants are dangerous. Just some days back, I read an elephant throwing away even a truck, and if you happen to meet a crowd of them, then God save you. So my mind is like that. Even Holy Mother says that mind is like a mad elephant. So one should always discriminate. So he's praying to Shiva that tie it with the rope of devotion and take it to the ultimate samadhi state. So this is the prayer for Shiva, and with that we will close our chapter of Bhakti Yoga and let us enter inside Jnana Yoga. So first of all, I welcome you all to the sacred mention of Upanishads, those loftiest ideas which have ever been thought of by the human intellect. And these are treasures which we have got by birthright, especially we Indians. We are very lucky to have it as a gift from our ancestors. But you see, even in older days, nobody will keep the treasure outside, because it's easier for others to come and take and loot it away. So olden days we used to, not olden days, even now, we will learn many mystery novels. Like people will go and search out, dig out for that treasure, which has been hidden very carefully by their ancestors. So see, like that, this also has been buried. It's not outside, but you need not go anywhere else to search for it. It's in your own mind. So it's within you. So the problem of going outside and incurring expenses is not there. You can search within. If you excavate it within, you're going to get this knowledge. So the general idea is that Upanishads are for saints or for Sanskrit scholars. Upanishads, we cannot understand Upanishads. Only those people who are very intelligent can understand Upanishads. But the truth is that anybody who wants to know about oneself or this world are eligible for its study. Why? The Shastras say, so anveshtavya, sa vijijñasitavya. That should be searched for. That should be asked for. And again, Upanishads say that I am the truth. Swamiji says that when Newton was sitting and that apple fell below, and we all say that he discovered the gravitational force. But what Swamiji says is, even if Newton hadn't been there, the gravitational force has been there for ages. So these truths are within me. Only thing is I should come to know it, that's all. So the truths proclaimed in the Upanishads are very simple yet profound. We can see scholars devoting their entire life in the study of Upanishads. So what I can do is to just give a glimpse of what Upanishads mean, and then give an earnest appeal to you for doing Swadhyaya, because the theme is the same. Upanishads are many, but the theme is the same, and once you know the theme, you will be able to read it yourselves and appreciate it. So the Mundaka Upanishad says, Swastiva paraya tamasa parastat. May your quest to cross darkness be successful. So with this prayer, I will try to say something about Upanishads. And we cannot always explain what happens in this world. So many things are happening in this world, and they are beyond logic. Always you can't explain things with logic. So there's another thought current which is very popular. They say, why bother to know the unknown? Why should I know something which is always said? Let's see, if you will read the scriptures, they will say that, is Brahman this? They will say no. They will say yes and they will say no. So they will say both apparently contradictory things. So what's the use of knowing all these abstruse things? Let's enjoy this world. Don't bother about all these high thoughts. Rinam Ritva Gritam Pibet. That's a very popular saying. Go and buy ghee, even with borrowed money, and enjoy this world. The onslaught of Western glamour and a selfish lifestyle with erosion of values are becoming more and more prevalent. So Upanishads have only one word to describe this group, and that is Kripana. Upanishads pity them. Those who refuse to know the true nature of this unreal, vanishing, miserable world as Atmaga. Yo aviditva praiti sa kripanaha. That is what the Vedanta says.
Can you elaborate on this word kripana?
Kripana is someone who is pitiable, who is to be pitied upon. Because he can get a treasure, but he chooses not to. For example, Thakur's parable of the person going to the king and he says, ask whatever you want, and he said, please give me some pumpkins. So the king could give him riches, jewels, whatnot, but he chose a pumpkin. So it's like that. You choose you choose yourself, not the divine. And then Vedanta is not afraid of questions. Even if you deny the gods in heaven, you cannot deny yourself. So let me start with some basics. First of all, you see, before you understand the Upanishads, you need an authority, a person who will explain things to you only when you can understand it. And why should we read Upanishads in the light of Swamiji, or as explained by Swamiji? I will be following Swamiji. So Thakur says that one cannot teach others without permission from God. So worthless person can talk, people will come and they will be sitting there also. Mostly groups come here for prasad. At the end of every discourse, you will be having some prasad, so they will eat it and they will go away. And nothing will enter that head. But if a person has the authority from the Lord, then he has great power, and whatever he says, people will accept it. So Thakur called Swamiji as Nara Rishi, coming from the Saptarshi Mandala, and he has given the responsibility of preaching the message beneficial for this age. See, we should remember Swamiji wanted to go away. Repeatedly, he wanted to be in the Himalayas. He decided, and that's why he came off to Kashar Divyas, Almora. He decided to spend his time in meditation and thinking of the lofty ideals, because see, as a Rishi, that was his nature. But then Thakur had brought him down for our help. So if he is there merged in meditation, that's why Thakur told Swamiji, I want you to be like a banyan tree. Just see, we are under that banyan tree today. Millions are under that banyan tree. But if he had not come, then what would have happened to us? So he is the Yugacharya, the teacher for this age. So what do we mean by the term Rishi? Rishi means drashta, mantra drashta. See, one who after intense meditation has realized the supreme truth. He is having practical, experience. Okay, suppose I can go and take a theoretical, I can have a theoretical knowledge. Thakur says again, it's very easy to tell the bowls of mridanga in your mouth. Tagadimi, tagadimita. I can say it very easily and try to play it in the drum. It's very difficult. So rishis were spiritual discoverers, and their revelations are known as the Vedas. What does the word Veda means? Veda means with, that is to know, and Vedas are also called as Shruti. And you know that Vedanta comes at the end, it's the essence. And Vedas are not the utterance of persons. This Swamiji has said, because it has the knowledge of God. So God is not someone who comes into being for some time and he just vanishes. He's not like that. He's always there. So Sanskrit, yes, Vedanta is Veda and Anta, crowning of Vedas. And the beauty of Vedanta is that it's universal. It's applicable to anyone. It's applicable to a person in India. It will be applicable to a person in Africa. It will be applicable to a person in Antarctica. Nobody is there, but I am just telling for example. So it's applicable for all people, for all times. And Upanishad, another beauty of Upanishad is that it's coming from as Guru Shishya Parampara. Okay, a disciple should go near Upanishad. That's what it means. A disciple goes to the Guru, sits near him and hears truths from his mouth. Why should you hear it from a rishi? You have many books. Okay, but those books, they have power. Let me tell you something. Any mantra for that matter has power. But when a realized person says something to you, it's more beneficial. It's more effective. It goes through directly. Okay. It's something like if you if you use the dart, no, yeah, and it hits the bullseye like that, the center point. And there are many Upanishads, and main is 108 Upanishads, and out of that 10 are considered very important because our acharyas have written commentary on that. There can be any number of books, but once an acharya like Shankara, Ramanuja and others, when they select some book, it's good for us. Like Swamiji has selected the Katha Upanishad. He says, I would like all of you to buy it. So like that, so there are main Upanishads. Ishavasya, the shortest of all Upanishads. Kena, Katha, Aitareya, Brihadaranya, Prashna Upanishad, Mandukya Upanishad, Taittiriya Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad and Mundaka Upanishads. These are the main Upanishads. And then, are they outdated? They have been written long back, right? There are many books which have been outdated. Like, let me tell you something. A book on sati, how to burn a sati. That's a book. But if I publish that book, I am going to be either burnt by women activists or I am going to be inside the prison. So, but Upanishads, if we watch Upanishads, we can, the history of Upanishads, if we just discuss it, then we can see it has been translated into many languages of the world and is being appreciated widely continuously. Like, see, it has been translated in Italian, French, Latin, German, English, Dutch, Polish, Japanese, Spanish, Russian, and when I'm telling you this, maybe some person is translating it in some language which I don't know. And so, because person says every sentence of the Upanishad has deep, original, and sublime thoughts. And see, it's very practical. If something is not practical, people are not going to take it. But it is practical. So how did we get this Upanishad? How did Upanishads reach the West? It's because of Darashiko. He first translated 50 Upanishads in 1656 from Sanskrit to Persian. And then from Persian it went to Latin, then from Latin to Germany, and then to English, England, etc. So see, Vedas are very ancient, we know that, and that language is also difficult to follow. So for example, Shakespeare English, it's difficult. We don't use that English. We do appreciate it as a classic, but then apart from English, people who follow English, okay, English honors, apart from those people, I have seen books, Shakespeare retold. Like, so that's the language, it's very difficult. And again, various commentators have given various commentary on Vedas. The same Vedas, many will have many commentaries. So what will we do? Our time is very less and we want to have the essence. So let's follow Swamiji. Vivekananda has explained them in very simple terms. Again, he has told it so that we can apply it in the modern world. So see, both are very useful to us. And again, he is recognized as the propagator of Neo Vedanta in the West. After Shankara, as Shankara introduced Vedanta, Swamiji has introduced the Neo Vedantism. And what Swamiji says is, there is no religion of fear in the Upanishads. The first thing which we think of religion is something which we should be fearful of. I remember when I was small, maybe my mother was cooking some delicacies for God, Ramnavami or Janmashtami, like that. And if we go that side, she would tell us, don't come here, don't smell it or God will punish you. Something like that. That taught us self-discipline, but the thing is fear. If you don't do this, Shiva will pierce you with his trident. Don't do that, don't do this. And everything is don't do. Okay, religion mainly is don't do. For me, at least it was for me then. But Swamiji says, Upanishads preach you love and knowledge. They never scare you. And again, see, Swamiji was not a blind follower. None could beat Narendra. If he spoke like we saw, no, none could beat Sri Chaitanya. And like that, none could beat Swamiji. And sometimes Thakur will say, put someone on, against him, and he would enjoy these debates. Maybe Thakur knew how Swamiji will establish Hinduism even in the West. So he wanted to know it. So we can be sure that Swamiji will never tell us any brainwashed things. Okay, because he didn't accept anything unless he was convinced that it was true. And so he is not going to tell us anything that he is not convinced of. So the Shastras say, Buddhau upalabhyatvam, through pure intellect, sharp intellect, that the truth can be reached, the Brahman can be reached. So what Swamiji learned, the first lesson after coming to Sri Ramakrishna, he saw that Ramakrishna's life was one of harmony. There was nothing disharmonious in him. And interacting with him, Swamiji found out that religion is not in theories but in practice. See, again, Thakur said, he told him, bring out a Panjika, read the forecast for the day, what's written there, rain will come. So just bring the almanac. Did a drop of rain come? No. So nothing happens in mere theories, mere accumulation of theories. You should practice them. And what Swamiji saw in Sri Ramakrishna's life, he saw it in the Upanishads. And Swamiji says Upanishads have ideas that are wonderfully harmonious, one idea leading to another. So they begin with dualistic ideas. That's how we began our classes, Dvaita Bhav, and then with worship and all that, and slowly it will end with Advaitic ideas. That is ascendance from personal to impersonal. Yesterday we saw how first a person goes and worships Mother Goddess with the form Durga, Kali, etc. Then how are we seeing it? She has 3 eyes. Like see a person, anybody of us, we don't have 3 eyes. We have only 2 eyes. Then that is something different. That person is becoming somewhat supernatural. Then what happens? Her eyes are the sun and the moon and the dawn and dusk. So again we are going off to the cosmos level. So that is how it is, leading you from the personal to the impersonal. And the beauty is that even an atheistic person can follow the Upanishads. Suppose I don't believe in God. You see, somebody went to Sri Ramakrishna and said, I don't believe in God. How can I pray? And what was the answer Thakur gave him? Oh God, if you are there, please help me. So by doing that, he was benefited. So just look at the prayer. Asatoma Sadgamaya. There's, whom are you praying to? There's no God there, no personal God there. So if I say that I don't believe in a God, then also I says, okay, you do this, be in search of truth. That's what Upanishad stands for. No partiality, no sentimental things, no foolish ideas. Upanishads are based on very strict logic. Just yes or no, that's all. There is no, it might be yes, it might be no. No. It's very, very straightforward. And then what do they say? Do not limit the divine power. Sri Ramakrishna once says, people came to him and said that, that's what he asked even Mahendranath. Do you believe in God with form or without form? And what did he say? I don't believe in God with form. But what did he say? The Lord manifests himself in many ways, with form, without form, and again in various forms. He is beyond with form or without form. Why is he coming like that? Because the devotees want like that, to fulfill the needs of the devotees. So the divine dye, yesterday we saw how the magical dye was. It could give any colors to anyone, for whomever he wants. So the divine dyer alone knows in what color he has dyed himself. So verily he is not bound by any limitation as to the forms of manifestation or their negation. If you say God has form, God has form. If you say God is without form, he is without form. And who can say who he is? And then in Vedas, we have 2 classifications. One is the Shruti, as we saw, and there are Smritis. So what are Smritis? We have Puranas, Itihasa, Kalpa Sutra, myths, legends, history. All these things come in. Yajna rules, okay, how should an altar be laid, and then rules householder should be like this, sannyasin should be like this, and other things. All these rules, they can change. All these things can change, and they should change also. As I told you, Ashwamedha Yajna was done once. Now I can't do an Ashwamedha Yajna. It's not possible and it's not necessary. Things have changed, times have changed. So, what should I do? I should follow the Shrutis because they are eternal, and whenever there is a clash, leave off the Smritis and take only the Shrutis. This is what Swamiji has said. And then again, we saw that Vedanta Upanishads is not outdated. Then are they practical? The next question. Okay. So Swamiji says it is there for everyone. Okay, that's very good. But in every occupation of life. Not that once you practice Vedanta, you should leave everything and go off to some cave. Not that. You can practice it wherever you are. Even the least thing well done brings marvelous results. Vedic age was a golden age, an ideal age. Whatever we are trying today is to get that age. Like say in Vedic age we have women empowerment. Gargi went and questioned Yagyavalkya. And then there was religious harmony. They are telling Ekam Sadvipra Bahuda Vadanti. So what we are doing is, as I told you, because of aggressions, because of various other outward factors, we have just come down. Now we have to again go back to our glorious heritage. It's not something which we didn't have and we have to take. We have the ideals before us. We have the goals. We have seen a society which has achieved those goals, made them practical. Now I have to go up to that. So as fire burns its way, if there's a fire, it will burn its way. It will make its way. Like that, Vedanta will make its way. Just think of the Upanishads. That's what they say. Shravan. By just hearing and thinking, it will burn its way. It will show the truth to you. You need not do anything else. It will bring countless blessings on its followers. And another point is, Vedanta believes that we are Amritasya Putra. Irrespective of my birth or procession, and we saw how Dharmavyada rose to the highest thing. Okay, then what Vedanta says is, it never shies out from questions. You see, generally any religion, if they ask, how did it happen? Swamiji says another very funny incident. Someone said, well, I think we will discuss this later, not in an online talk. He says that answering a question, he says, don't ask that question, otherwise he will blow theologians into pieces. That's what he says. Means other religions are based on faith. And sometimes it so happens that it becomes blind faith. I read a story. There was a, you would also heard the story. There was a wedding. And a cat was going here and there, making mischiefs. So what did the lady do? House lady? She just put a basket on top of the cat so that it won't move about and disturb people. Now, some other people were seeing the cat in that basket. Then again another wedding was arranged. Now the marketing person had a list, generally those who go for markets. And there it was written, a cat and a basket. Okay, then he said, why a cat and basket? Don't ask questions. You have been asked to do that. These rituals, we know. You don't know. Are you a woman? I said, no, I don't know. Do you want peace in your family? Yes, I want peace in my family. Go and buy a cat and basket. Okay, so it so happened that no weddings are taking place without a cat and a basket. So that's what has happened to us. Don't ask questions. Just obey whatever you are told. But Vedanta is not like that. It's logical. It's scientific. We have Upanishads beginning with why, the Kena Upanishad, Prashna Upanishad. Yeah, and teachers were happy when they heard questions. And I remember attending a class with Revered Shraddha Mataji, and she used to tell us that ask me questions. Otherwise, how will I know how much you have understood, how much you have progressed? So, what is the true meaning of life? What happens in afterlife? Vedanta answers all these questions. And look at the challenging questions which they have taken. Not easy questions. Challenging questions, abstruse questions, trying to know the unknown. Okay, it's very challenging. And what do they say? They say Brahman. This is the first term which you must remember. Brahman, the supreme existence or absolute reality, that alone exists. So this is the word, this is the theme which is repeated again and again in the Upanishads. And Ramakrishna says that Brahman cannot be explained in words. It is something which should be experienced. He says if there is a person who has never seen the ocean, for example, people here, they are living in hills. If you describe there is an ocean like that, they won't have an idea. But unless you show them the ocean, but even then you won't have an idea what an ocean is unless you experience it. So see, you have to experience it. It is a vast sheet of water. He's trying to give an example. A big sheet, expanse of water all around. Suppose if I have been submerged. I can see that everywhere there's only water. There's nothing else. And for our understanding, let us classify Brahman into two parts. Actually, there is no classification. There's only apparent classification. But still, so that we should start from the Dvaita to the Advaita. So how are we going to divide it? Nirguna Brahman and Saguna Brahman. So Nirguna Brahman, no attributes, it doesn't move, okay, it is not shakeable, it is firm like the Mount Meru. And it is the witness, Sakshi. Again and again we are going to have this word repeated. See, there's a light. Today you are taking notes on Vedanta. But somebody can even write imitate somebody's signature. He can do a forgery. But the light is unaffected. Okay, and there is a fire. Either a child, if you get burnt injuries, you are blaming the fire. But again, without fire you can't cook. So the absolute is like the air. So there's the air. Sometimes if you burn an incense, there's a very sweet scent coming on. But sometimes there are very bad odors coming on. But the air is unaffected. Like that, the Brahman is never tainted, never attached. He is the Sakshi. So this we should remember. Then again, Brahman is one power. It's one, but it has many expressions. Again, example, Thakur says, there are sweets, in various shapes. But the essence is sugar. You can't make a sweet without sugar. So like that, there are many forms. Let us say, this is where we come to the Saguna Brahman. Again, Thakur says, I think after reading Gospel, I have very clearly understood the Upanishads. Otherwise, it would have just gone over my head. He says, ice is water in solidified form. Like that, the Nirguna Brahman, because a devotee likes in that way, he takes the form of Saguna Brahman. And like fire has no shape of its own. Water has no shape on its own. You put it in a glass, it's like this. You put it in a bowl, it will be circular. So like that, the formless God sometimes takes forms. He is with form, but he is without form. He is both. Okay, then another main point which the Upanishads say. Man and everything, whatever you see, has the spark of divinity inside them. Not mere spark. Again, for understanding, we have to use these terms. There is an sloka from the Katha Upanishads. Ya yesha sutteshu jagarti kamam purusho nirmimanaha tadeva shukram tad brahma tadevamritam muchyate tasmin loka shrita sarve tadu natyeti kaschana etad vaitat. I will be quoting certain Sanskrit slokas whether we understand or not, because it has the power within, and whether we know it or not, it will purify us. All beings carry a part of Brahman within them. This is known as the soul. Let us say I am the Jiva. You would have heard these terms. There is the Paramatman and there is the Jivatman. What does the Katha Upanishad say? That which is awake in us even while we sleep. That there is something which is always in us. Otherwise, if I get up from sleep, I would have been gone. But I am not gone. I am the same person. Yesterday I was, 4-5 days back, I was sleeping in Delhi. Okay, but today I am sleeping in this area, but I am the same. I have not changed. I have not been lost there. And what do? We dream, is it not? And dream the objects of our desire, that is pure, that is Brahman, and that is called the immortal. All the worlds have their being in that, and no one can transcend it. That is the self. And where is that Brahman? Inside my heart, inside my head. Where is the place for the Brahman to be? I am not talking about Ishta Devata. I am talking about the absolute Brahman, the truth. Sa yesha pravishta anakha is everywhere. Even till the tips of my nails. He is everywhere. Everywhere in me, I have the Atman. So Upanishads are not at all dry. They are very poetic and proper incantation. See, this is, if you pronounce it properly, you will get that power. So how do you pronounce properly? Pronunciation. By practice. Practicing again and again and again, you will get the proper pronunciation. And then nowadays we have many audio, video aids. So just turn it on and chant along that, so that you can slowly, but practice makes a person perfect. Agniryataiko bhuvanam pravishto rupam rupam pratirupo babhuva ekastatha sarva bhutantaratma rupam rupam pratirupo bahischa. There is a rhythm in this. As fire enters various objects, as I told you, it can be in a candle, it can be in a oven, it can be in many ways, light, and appears in these forms. Similarly, the one power, supreme power, envelops the entire world. Suryo yatha sarva lokasya chakshur na lipyate chakshushay bahya doshaihi ekastatha sarva bhutantaratma na lipyate loka dukkhena bahyaha. The Upanishads say the sun is the eyes of all. Without the sun, you can't see anything. Okay, without sunlight, we are blind. Though its rays enters everyone's eyes, but it doesn't affect the sun in any way. The sun is there always. Similarly, the supreme power is the indweller in all, but he is not affected at all by the miseries of the world. So, who is facing these miseries? I am feeling miserable, is it not? If something burns me, I am feeling miserable. That is the Chid Jada Granthi, which Acharyas have said. The Atman is always the Sakshi. He is not affected by any miseries, but somehow I have identified myself with certain things which give me misery, and I say I am in trouble. Hiranmaye pare koshe virajam brahma nishkalam tat shubram jyotisham jyotis tad yadatma vido viduhu. The knowers know Brahman to be the pure, without any taint, and luminous. See, this is an idea that will come again and again. Trigunatitananda Maharaj used to light a lot of lights in wherever he used to be there. So somebody would say, Maharaj, why are you switching on so much of light? He said that an illumined soul, he finds everything as Jyoti. The first darshan which Thakur had was Jyoti. When he was about to take his life, he says, I lost my consciousness in light. It was only light there. So it's not something which is dark, gloomy, nothing. Brahman is something which is luminous, which will brighten us up. Upanishads give a very beautiful example. It's like, see, there's a pot, and that pot has many photos, many holes. And if you put a lamp inside that, we can see many decorative lights coming like that with colorful money like that, and the light is coming out of it, beaming out of it, like that the Atman is shining within our body. This body is the pot, and we have many holes. Can't you see? Eyes, etc. And the Brahman is shining outside of all these things. Okay, so these are the theoretical portions. So now this is what we understood. There is something called as Brahman. That's not what I am calling. The Upanishads are naming a supreme reality, that is Brahman, and it is the witness, and it is not undergoing joys or sorrows. It's the it's there. It's there. Okay. And it's luminous. It's not something which is gloomy or dark or something like that. It is very positive, it's very vibrant, it's luminous. So what will I get by reading the Upanishads? I'm just giving you an introduction because I'll be going in depth in the subsequent classes. This we have seen Vidyate, Hridaya Granthi. First of all, my knots will be cut. I will have no doubts. And all the karma is consumed. All this karma phala which we said, the Sanchita and Prarabdha karma, Agami karma, that will be consumed. Only the Prarabdha will be there, and that too, as Holy Mother said, if my leg is about to go away, I will get a pinprick. So when bonds are cut, the result is joy and freedom. Suppose you have a bird in a cage. Every day you will give, even I will bring, it wants to go out. It doesn't like to be inside that belt. But is it he not getting food? We are giving it food, we are giving it the best treatment possible. But it's human tendency to crave for freedom. Actually, it's our nature that we are free. But we have bound ourselves. Where are we bound? The Upanishads say we have bound ourselves in 5 sheets. The Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Koshas, all these koshas. I have bound myself with fetters. So I have to cut this. So will you get anything free? No free lunch. So what should you do to get this joy? What should you do to be free? The truth cannot be realized by the immoral or indisciplined. That's how values come in. A moral life. Na virato duscharitan, na shanto, na samahitaha, na shanta manaso vapi prajnanenaina mapnuyat. He will not realize the Atman who has not turned away from wickedness, who is not calm, who has not subdued his indriyas, his sense organs, and whose mind is not at peace. You cannot reach the Atman. He is realized only through the knowledge of reality. So don't think that because all is Brahman, I am Brahman, right? That's what it says. Ishavasyam idam sarvam. So everything is Brahman. So I can do whatever I want because I am Brahman. Okay, so I will do whatever I want. No, not like that. If you are spiritual, you will not do any action which will hurt others. That's the very first thing we will do, and we have seen all those things, Shama, Dama, Himsa. So those are the stepping stones. If you don't climb that itself, you will be cut off. That entrance exam is there, no, like that. You will be disqualified in the entrance exam itself. You are not going in for higher studies. So be pure. If you are not going to get inside the school, you are not going to get inside the college. So Brahman is described as Satyasya Satyam. Is the truth of all truths. So the first thing is Satyena Panto Vidato Devayanaha. If you want to walk the path of Devas, what do you mean by Devas? Illumine people. If you want to walk the path of illumination, first practice truth. Because if you are speaking untruth, you are not going to get the truth. Say, that's an example of Jabala Satyakama story. He was a small child, and unless you, in those days there were strict rules for knowledge because teachers won't waste their time. Like as I told you, some groups, why are you having an entrance exam? Because people who are not fit will not come in. So that's what they used to screen out, because these thoughts are going to be very, very lofty intellectual thoughts. Why will the teacher waste his time with any X, Y, and Z? Those who are not interested, those will just come and while away their time. So they were very strict in taking their disciples, and so this everyone used to ask from which lineage are you from. Then they will take a decision of whether or not admitting that particular person. And he came and said that I don't know who my father is. I only know my mother's name, and so I am Jabala. I know my mother's name is Jabala. And the teacher was so happy, and he said, you are fit for receiving this knowledge because you spoke the truth. So only if you speak the truth, you are going to be qualified for to get that knowledge. Otherwise, you will hear the knowledge, but it will not benefit you. It won't act upon you. Even if, say, suppose somehow I give some money to somebody else and enter inside some institution, reputed institution, I'll be only suffering, because I will see all the people around me, intelligent people, grasping things, going forward, and I will be here not able to understand anything. And even if with my ego I somehow strive, unless I work very hard for it, that's different. But the general rule is that I will be screened out at some part or another, and I would have only wasted my time. So this is what you should learn: Satyam, tell the truth. And then Abhi. What does Abhi means? Upanishads give you strength. Swamiji says, every page I turn, every page, whenever I turn Upanishads, I find these words. See, Upanishads have many terms, right? But this is how a great Acharya tells you. He gives you the essence. So this is what he says. Everything which is weakness will only take me to the destructive path. So, are there no weaknesses? Says man. There are, say the Upanishads. But will more weakness heal them? Can you wash dirt with dirt? Suppose there is something dirty. I should bring water and then only I can wash it. I can't bring some more dirt and put on it and expect it to be clean. So, strength, O man, says the Upanishads. Stand up and be strong. This is the only literature in the world where you find the word fearless, Abhi, being used again and again. So the greatest fear is death, and Vedanta conquers this fear of death. Swamiji quotes, not quotes, he narrates the incident of a monarch and mendicant. When Alexander came, he met a mendicant and he was much impressed with that person. Such a calm person, speaking such intelligent words. And so he said that, come to me, come with me to Greece, I will make you a royal pandit and whatnot. And he said, no, I am very happy here, I won't move out. Then he was the emperor and he never had his command or even a wish refused. And he said, I'll kill you if you don't come. And the saint laughed and said, you can never kill me. This is the greatest lie which you have ever uttered. I am the Atman. You can kill my body, but you cannot kill me. So this is the greatest thing you get from Upanishads, because you all know that death is inevitable. And why should I read the Upanishads? Because I can laugh at death. Because I can conquer death. That is the greatest thing. I told you, no, we should have permanent solutions, not temporary solutions. And Upanishads will give me the permanent solution for this transmigratory circle. And then Upanishads say, Nayam Atma Balahinena Labhya. If you are weak, you won't get anything. First, you eat nicely. Okay, this is another thing. If you are not physically fit, again Swamiji says this. If you are not physically fit, you can't think of the Brahman. Because the moment I start to meditate, my stomach is growling or my heart is paining, okay, and then my knee is somewhat paining. So first of all, you should be physically fit. Physically fit in the sense, I need not go to a gym and become, I mean, people ask us to go to the gym, I shouldn't use that word. But the thing is, not over obsessiveness of the body. Know that anything that will come into being will disintegrate, but I can keep it in a more or less workable condition. That's all. So every moment if I think, what will happen to me, what will happen to me, that's not the way. Then that is meditation on the body. But I should keep the body well. Sharira madhyam khalu dharma sadhanam. So this body will help me reach the highest. As I told you, only in human birth we can think of greatest ideas and get it, realize it. So we should keep it well. So Swamiji, again he has said, have Shraddha. He says that Shraddha is something, without Shraddha you cannot progress in spiritual life. Okay, and as we say that it is applicable, universal, and it's the only scriptures that does not talk of salvation. Upanishads never say mukti. Mukti means freedom. Mukti means freedom. Mukti is liberation, but be free from the bonds of nature, be free from weakness, and it shows you that you have this freedom already in you. This is what the Upanishads will tell you again and again. It is within you. You need not go out. Don't search outside. Search within. So how will I search within? Way to freedom. I should know the way to freedom. I have known something that is Brahman, and if I know it, I am going to get infinite blessings, infinite joy. I will be free. Okay, fine. How am I going to get it? I am going to get it with Shraddha, to remain unperturbed by the attacks of the external world, and I should keep on progressing. This Purushakara is very important. It's not enough to just hear the truth and be there doing nothing. I have to work for it. This is my own. That's how, I already said that in a class of 40, why do only one or two come first? Because they work hard. So that's the thing is, Upanishads are available to everyone. How will I benefit out of it? It's the common complaint. Why am I not being benefited by it? Why am I not going? Because you are not taking it seriously. You are not working for it. I am working, but it's not enough to work only that much. Then you will get only that much. You should work. Otherwise, you are not going to get. That's the final verdict. So, tapasa brahma vijijnasasva tapo brahmeti. So, what's the way to know these truth? Dhyana, meditation. Meditation will get us everything. If you want to get power over nature, you can have it through meditation. If you want to know the truth, meditate. Meditate till you reach the perfection. And so, okay, I am going and sitting in the shrine or any corner for that place for 1 hour. I'll make a stop clock, and then I will say, set an alarm. After 50 minutes, you call me, and that alarm will be there, and I'm meditating on that alarm. When will that alarm ring? Why is it still not over? Okay, so that will not help me. I should have ekagrata, concentration. If you are not going to have concentration, if your mind is going here, there, and mind can go anywhere it wants. As it is, we have seen that it's an adamant friend. It's an adamant person. It's a very difficult person to handle with. It's not easy to work with your mind. And if you are not going to concentrate on it, that's what Upanishad says. If you can concentrate on one object, you can concentrate on any object. See, Swamiji went and played golf in the West. He had never touched that golf club even. And he said to Frank, okay, I told myself, concentrate on that hole and you will be rich by $10. That's what he says there. And immediately it went there. So the power of concentration Swamiji had right from the baby, from the child. Snakes are coming in and his friends are running away, but he's there concentrating. And then some people, cowboys, took him, made him stand up on a tool, upturned table, something like that. And then they are using gunshots. I can never imagine giving lectures with gunshots are going around me. But Swamiji was, either he was not aware of his circumstances or he was so absorbed in his lecture that he forgot everything else. So see, what happens with meditation? What happens if you concentrate yourself, succeed in concentrating, you will be a better you. See, I am leaving final emancipation, okay, mukti, all these things I have left. Let me leave all these things. You will be a better you at every stage. Start now, tomorrow you are going to be a better person. So that's the effect. It's instant, immediate. The result is immediate. Result can be immediate, result can delay according to your mental, yearning. How much of interest you are going to put in that particular way. So rediscover yourself. See, what I am, it's not me. That's what the Upanishads say. I am not me. What I am thinking myself to be, I am not. So I have to rediscover myself. Sometimes people say, after they have spent their lives, like I did a job, I did my duties as a housewife, then they will come and say, oh, I never knew I had this interest in this particular thing. I like to sing, or I like to go skating, even like that. So I am discovering because I have time for myself. Till now I didn't have time for myself. Now I am trying to devote some time for myself, and I'm trying to discover or find out what all things I like. So that's what the Upanishads say, rediscover yourself. Come out from this illusion that I am this body, this world is like this. No, there is something which is very different, which is always within you, that can give you joy, that can give you freedom. So try to know that, transcend your limitations. Once I know that supreme thing which is within me, I will transcend my limitation, because that is unlimited, that is infinite. That's what we have seen. Bhumo vai sukham, nalpe sukham asti. And awaken your infinite potentialities. A concentrated person can shine in any subject, anything. That's why you know Swamiji, look at Swamiji. Okay, he awakened his infinite. I cannot compare Swamiji, because, but still, from a materialistic point of view, he had awakened his potentialities. He was an excellent lecturer. Okay, he went and like say learned piano, and he learned French. He learned French. People arranged a parliament of religions in French so that he can go and conquer them. He cannot become popular. But again, he became more popular. Yes. So that's it. You see Swamiji, just look at him. Whatever thing he's taking in his hand, it's a success. It's a success story. So that's what happens, and you can live harmoniously and attain fulfillment and freedom. So that is an introduction to Vedanta. So Upanishads tell us that this body and world are known to us. That is how we have been born and brought up till now. I have a body and I have a world in which I should struggle for to live. Okay, this is, as Darwin has said, survival of the fittest. If I have to survive in this world, I should struggle for something. What should I struggle for? Struggle for a good body, so that I will have a good health. Okay, then I should have a proper building, then I should have some food to eat. So all these things, comforts, that's what I have been accustomed to till now. But Upanishads say beyond them is the unknowable, pratyagatmanam, paramatman. To know him, you must go beyond. Go beyond what? So shall I jump out of my body? Okay, suppose there is a pool there, there's a fire behind me. I should escape from that fire, or I am burning. Take that for example. I am burning. Somehow I am caught fire. So what I should do? I should jump out of that place inside the pool. Then I will be okay. So okay, I have come to know that I am not this body. So let me jump out of it. So how can I jump out of myself? Jump out of your preconceived notions. Okay, jump out and learn to go beyond. And one who loves freedom is always disobedient, right? So you cannot control your thoughts, but you can regulate them. And how are you going to control your mind? The most adamant person with you. Lifelong battle. Lifelong battle. Till you reach the truth. I will even say it's not one life battle. It's Jalma battle. You know, something like there are some enmities which will never end. It will be handed over from generations to generations. Then finally, if you ask that person, why are you fighting with that person? He said, I don't know. It is the way our forefathers have behaved. So I also should go and fight with that person. So to control one's mind, you have to fight. And there are many ways how will you fight the mind. Sometimes, as Thakur says, it's like a child. So whatever you will make it understand, it will understand. But those of you who have trained children know how difficult it is. So yastu mooda tama loke yascha buddhe param gataha tanubhav sukhamedete klishyanti antarito janaha. Only the fool who has no brain is ordered by the senses. He will do whatever it will say. But the intelligent person, the jnani, says, stays happy and detached from troubles. Restores all are afflicted in various stages. So Vedanta, in Swamiji's words, teaches us that religion is being and becoming a complete transformation of my personality. I should not be what I am. Outwardly, I'll be what I am. If I learn the Upanishads, I am not going to become very fair, beautiful. But I am going to become beautiful internally. Okay. So you cannot get away with anything. You have to change it to the core of your heart. Just idling around will not do, because the ideas are uncompromising. The truth is always burning, A truth is never like Vedantic truths cannot be turned according to your liking. You have to mold yourself to that truth. You are not going to bring down that truth. So the practical teachings for the daily life can be fused with the highest flight of metaphysical thoughts. So what does that mean? It means that you can make Vedanta practical. Though it is the highest teaching, it is possible to make it practical. So this is the introductory thing which I had for the Upanishads. So let's continue, Devi.
Mataji, one question. During meditation, mind often goes here and there.
It
Is
will
my
go
mind,
here and
ये काम है, वो काम है. From where this work come? I don't know. Cupboard को ठीक करना है, dry clean में देना है. All this comes to
No,
me.
everything will come to you, because that's the that's the power of focusing, concentration. What happens is in our daily life we don't know that we are always chanchal, troubled. We don't know that. We think we are very intelligent people, highly focused people. But unless you sit for meditation, you won't know that how restless you are. And so when you try to calm yourself, immediately what the mind will do is it can't sit in one place, because for many births it has been let to go like that, act in that way. So what it will do is, first of all, it will think what to do. For sometimes, maybe for a few seconds, not even for a few seconds, for 1 second, maybe 1 millisecond, it will stay still. But then it will start to go around with you. So in this birth, and especially see in meditation, first of all, you will get the recent things. What I forgot, what I ate today, what I will wear for that. Then slowly it will go back. When it had finished the present, it will go to the past. Sometimes it will go to the future. Your future planning is done very well in meditation. So what are the menus I will prepare? What can I do to do like that? Because you're concentrating. You're trying to concentrate. So first of all, the mind is becoming super active. Actually, our mind, it's somewhat like the Titanic. You have only one mind, one portion of the mind with which we are doing everything. 3 halves are the subconscious. We don't know what's there in store. It's like your storage where you don't want to enter, because you have dumped so many things inside that you just sometimes it's scary to enter a storage room. So there are so many things. How can we never know how come we accumulated so many things. So first of all, the mind is getting active. In meditation, the mind is getting active. The first step. Then slowly you have to tune it. That's what it says, one pointedness. Trying to think of connected things. Okay, not only one thing, try to think of connected things. That's how they say Leela Chintana, how Thakur was born. Then go to Kamarpukur. If you want to wander somewhere, why are you wandering in AC rooms? Go and wander in Kamarpukur. And otherwise, go to Himalayas, like that. Then slowly the mind gets destroyed. What the Shastra says, you have a sari, and the sari is made of threads, right? And if one thread you pick, can you start doing it? Or a sweater which we are wearing, it's made of wool. I am removing that wool and converting it into a ball. Slowly it's becoming a ball. That sweater is no more. So like that, finally the mind will cease to exist. There will be no mind. And what will be there, that no one can say in words. That's what we will be discussing later. So this is the introduction to Jnana Yoga. There is something which is called as Brahman, and that is always beneficial to me, to sum up in 2 words. So let's continue in the evening. And I think that 4:30 is better. So maybe it's too tight for you on 4:30. Meet at 4:30.